Hi guys, so we're gonna talk about depression today and where it's coming from. And you probably checked my videos about system vector of self-cognition, and I already put up several of them, but we're gonna get to a little bit more details. Now, depression, um, first, if you feel that you you don't want to do anything, you want to sleep all day and night, 14, 16 hours a day, you don't want to go to work, you feel like you kind of lost, and sometimes suicidal thoughts, and you want to disconnect from people, don't want to talk to nobody, and sometimes you have some migraines, headaches, even loss, a little bit loss of hearing. And if you have some of these symptoms, sometimes it could even lead to drug addictions. But if you have those symptoms, most likely you have Audial Vector. Now, Audial Vector, it's one of the, it's actually dominant vector as far as meaning and purpose. Now, when God created uh, the planet, the world, first it was an idea, and then it came, and then there is a creation. So idea, it's always before something created. So if we have Dermal Vector people, they're engineers, they're great people as far as judges and lawyers. But before they engineer in something or create, I mean, law, it's a little bit different. Before they create that airplane or rocket, somebody has to bring up that idea. That's audio vector. Only audio vector person able to create symphonies like Mozart, Beethoven. By the way, Beethoven lost of hearing. It's all audio vector. Um, Einstein, things like all things that are beyond your imagination, like hypersonic, supersonic weapons, missiles, all this stuff, it's created by audio vector person. Now, it's also vector of idea because when you remember when we lived in the tribes, we were before we evolutionized into humans, we were like apes, and we only had animal instincts like lions, like apes, like all predators. And audio vector species was watching the tribe at night because they have the best hearing, and that's one of the reasons why these people can hear better. It was their uh, role, species role in the tribe to watch the tribe at night, so we're not going to be attacked by wild animals or enemy. And when that pre evolutionized, pre-evol ape, you can call an instance that was watching watching the tribe, and he was by himself. These people, they very introvert. Whatever is, you remember, whatever, everything. For example, visual vector person is visualizing, is watching tribe a day. The eyes, that's part of the brain, is outside, extrovert, and audio, exact opposite of it. And that's the part of the brain inside that we use in it, introvert. So when they was sitting by themselves and looking at the stars and watching the tribe and focusing the hearing and trying to hear if somebody's moving or approaching the territory, and by like looking at the sky, then the idea born, then they start thinking, then when it start evolutionizing into the humans. So audio vector, you can say pre-evolution, pre-prima evil species create and evolutionized into humans of the idea of the that's the main, that's the core idea. First idea, then we create the world. First we have an idea to create an airplane, and then based on this idea we have dermal vector engineers, architects, they start to work on that. So it's kind of vector. The person of this vector usually takes his mind beyond his body. What does that mean? His mind is more important to him than his body. That's why sometimes it leads to suicidal. That's why sometimes they don't take care of their body. If they really over-focused and they kind of losing reality and they start to wearing the same stuff all the time. They don't, if nobody take care of them, they're not gonna do like haircuts, the beards, the whatever growing, taking a shower if they remember, if not, whatever. I mean, person losing reality. If he's over focusing, he can. So it's also audio vector. Now that vector, because the meaning of the world is more important than his body or anything else, every word that you tell him is looking for the meaning. That's why you cannot curse on these people, especially in the childhood, because when you tell them you idiot, you stupid, you dumb, they look at the meaning and it starts develop all stuff like autism, even schizophrenia, and all these disorders. Only audio vector person can have, only audio. If you don't have audio vector, you cannot have the anal vector person. He has different issues. So now what happened? The person starts looking for the meaning. Starts like, what's the meaning of the life? And actually, the meaning of the life, I mean, let's say we all have, at the moment, humans, there is only one thing we want to have. It's happiness. Everybody wants to be happy. Even most miserable person on the planet wants to be happy. They not looking for this misery and all the bad stuff. Everybody is looking for happiness. Now, happiness, it's actually what is most satisfying you, not me, not my neighbor, not my mama, and not my brother. It's you. So if you actually can satisfy yourself, then you balance in kind of your biochemistry, your hormone. I'm not gonna go too much deep into those details, but you have those endorphins that start into. I mean, when you satisfied, you kind of feel good. So when you think that somebody else can make you good, if you're gonna have children, you're gonna be happy, or your wife will make you happy, or you're gonna move to another country, or you're gonna move to the Mars and become happy, nothing and nobody can make you happy. They can make you happier or more miserable, but they cannot, nobody else can balance your biochemistry. Even your partner during, I mean, whatever you do, it has to satisfy first you, and then you can satisfy other people. Now, when you're looking for that satisfaction, every vector, every person have different ones. So when you watch TV or you look online and somebody says we have to do this or we have to do diets, different, we have to be vegetarians, we shouldn't do this, we should learn, we should, I mean, anything, we should be volunteering. It's gonna make him happy, but it's nothing to do with you. So every one of us needs to find our purpose, our reality. And the audio vector person, he has to find that meaning, and it's gonna start balancing his biochemistry. Like, for example, Einstein is working on some project, is focusing on that 24/7, feels kind of satisfied. So only these global things, again, only these huge things could be created only by audio vector person. So the purpose audio vector person in our society is to find this meaning and creating new things and be one of the people in the society who can, let's say, innovation. There is other also visual vector person, but they kind of visualizing things, and audio vector it's a little bit more as like, for example, these weapons that they created, supersonic, hypersonic, that's audio vector person. So if you don't have nothing, if you don't work on this idea and you don't look for this meaning, by the way, you need some tools, and I'm gonna explain you in another video, or comment, text, email me, comment with your email, and I'm gonna explain you what kind of tools you need in order to find that meaning. Now, if you don't focus on that and you don't look for that meaning and you don't contribute to society, then you start feeling that emptiness, then you start feeling that depression, then you lack in purpose in your life. So purpose of Audial Vector people, it's finding meaning in our society. It's find creating those extraordinary, you can say, things. And it's even, as I said, it's even more than their body. They, when they really lack in that, they easily can step out of the window and jump because they don't really take their body as much important and as this meaning, as this idea of the that focus of the meaning. It's so very deep. Now, if you not looking for this meaning, and if you lacking these tools, and in some cases you can have depression. If you really have a lot of issues, you can even start losing hearing. It's Audial Vector people. If suddenly you start losing hearing, maybe it was something happened, like it was for example, visual vector person in when something happened, like something big, and it's let's say they lose for example, they have a pet, or sometimes a human that they love, and they're losing this person or that pet, and it could lead them, this kind of this stuff can lead them to losing their vision. So when you buy a pet to your child, make sure everything okay with it, because if car hit him and pet will die, the visual vector child can start losing vision. It's very important to understand that. So hearing, you can, by the way, you can restore also if it's a little bit, or if it's not too much yet, can be also restored, this hearing. And vision, we have some successful cases already, and quite a few. So try, I mean, you can look at my videos, I'm gonna give you more details, but you need those tools, and it's gonna help you to focus more. You're the one who needs to focus. You're the one who needs sometimes only Audial Vector person. Sometimes they need some go somewhere, be by themselves for some time. Night, it's more comfortable than day, because you the person who feels more awake at night, looking at the sky, kind of getting this energy, and you can feel kind of universe is talking to you, because you're the one who has this. Actually, you're the only Audial Vector person has this. You can say deep contact with the universe. So you have to understand, if you're gonna lack in, and you're gonna run into all these depressions, and it can lead to really bad things. So comment with your email, and I'm gonna give you more details, what should be done, and you can work with that, and it's gonna help you to get rid of all these depressions and problems you can run as a Audial Vector. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.